You're still taking the Bactrim,
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
the clarithromycin.
Which one is that?
By taking AZT alone, your risk of transmitting to the baby has dropped to no more than 5%.
What we intend to do, and the dilemma is that you don't have any kind of medical coverage that would pay for your having a medical procedure.
I just can't take the pain, and then I feel like I'm going to get loaded.
The image of HIV is rapidly changing. We used to picture men when we thought of HIV, but now we see women. Women who are young and in love for the first time, women who are married or in long-term relationships, women who are single mothers with careers. HIV among women is increasing at alarming rates. In the U.S. alone, the number of women who die of AIDS has risen 72% since 1991, and the number living with the disease has gone up 255%. Charlene, Jennifer, Martha, and Christine are all living with HIV. We will now visit with each of them and hear their stories. Jennifer is 25, born in Vietnam and raised in California. When she was 18, she fell in love and contracted HIV.
I think it makes it harder being Asian because I mean the way I was raised is just to keep everything, especially bad things, hush hush. You know, you don't talk about those things, and if you do, you never let anybody else know, like at least not in public. You know, because it's like shameful and it's not accepted. My mom was shocked. She said was like, how could you let this happen? Like, first, I think her initial words were, "This can't happen to you, Jennifer. You're Vietnamese." I'm like, well, Mom, Vietnamese people have sex, and it could happen if you're having, And my dad he was just kind of like, he was kind of, I think he was kind of scared, like, because I had brought this disease, like, into the family. Like he told me, we don't think you should, kiss Christopher. I said, where? Let me see. He was kind of paranoid. That was, I think, his initial reaction. And my mom, she tried to be supportive, but I could tell in her face that, she was, like, disappointed.
Too much. You want to know the truth? Really true? It's really shocking. I cried so many days. When we know that Jennifer had HIV, it was so sad, and I cry. I think of when Jennifer will, for example, might be die young and leave the kid with the double mother, and I lost. If I lost her. If I lose her, I'll be very sad. But I think, losing somebody which, your daughter. Now she disappeared, buried down there. This is a big shock. You cry every day.
I found out that I was HIV positive in 1993 during my second pregnancy at a prenatal visit. At the time that I tested positive, Christopher's dad was negative, so his test came back negative, so I had brought it into the relationship from my prior relationship, which was 2.5 years before that. So I've been positive since 89. After I was diagnosed, Christopher was 13 months, so we didn't know if I was positive during his pregnancy. Christopher had tested positive at 13 months. And then 6 months later, Christopher seroconverted, and that means that he tested positive because he had my antibodies, but he didn't actually have the virus. And his immune system washed out my antibodies and took on his own. So actually, Christopher's is negative. I thought I was going to die because I didn't really know a lot about HIV or AIDS. I thought, oh my God, I'm going to get sick and I'm going to die. I probably have 2 years. So I was really scared.
Right now you just go, take a day. You go day by day, but luckily I think Jennifer will be, I hope she will be, not recover from the disease. It will be treated properly, then she'll be living many years later to take care of her children.
even though I was like born in Vietnam and raised most of my life here, I still had a really hard time coming out. But when I did, it just got easier. It was just like, well, you're already out, so might as well be all the way out.
I've developed a personal relationship with God. I've grown to know who I am and the things that I want out of my life. So today I can honestly say, even though I'm going through like a lot of struggles, I'm like the closest to wholeness that I've ever been, because I have like this inner peace. Because today I can be honest with myself and honest with my parents and honest with people about who I am.
You're not sleeping now? There's something...
I have my social worker, and she's a high-risk social worker. She comes out and visits me every week and, you know, talks to me about my needs.
Or is that...
No, I'm totally comfortable with the drugs. I'm just like, kind of like, anxious because I've never taken drugs for my disease. And that's what the drugs represents to me. It's not the physical. It's like when I went through my whole anorexia, I was like physically, you know, had tubes up my nose feeding me, but it's the mental part of accepting the disease. Just because you say you have it doesn't mean you fully accept it.
Once you start the drugs, then you're on them. At least for
Right.
the current thing, you're on
Right.
them the rest of your life.
Right. And that's what the drugs represent to me. It's like looking at my disease like cold in the face, like out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean? I have a really great doctor. She's an HIV OB/GYN.
Okay, it's done. 103.60. Perfect.
Where's Mom?
Like, well, my baby's gonna be due in October. Be like, oh my God, what if this baby comes out positive? Like, how am I gonna deal with that? And I hope, you know, that she's going to be HIV negative. But, you know, I'm aware of the fact that she could be HIV positive, but I'm just going to love her just the same.
A baby's right there.
Yep.
You used to be. That's cool, Christopher. It's her heartbeat.
That's your heartbeat.
That's mine? Was that her?
I think it was yours.
That's hers?
Mom, if you get fat again, what are you going to do? Still take care of it? Right?
So I finally started it yesterday.
Congratulations.
When I was supposed to start these drugs 2 weeks ago and I didn't start them. And I brought in all this research and I told her why I don't want to start the protease. And she was just really understanding. She was like, I'm glad you went out and did research and made an informed decision. So with my doctor, I feel like I'm working with her, and it's not like she's above me. She doesn't act like she's superior. She like talks to me about my fears and stuff like that. She doesn't just tell me, okay, well, this is what I want you to take because I'm your doctor and you're taking it.
Just by taking AZT alone, your risk of transmitting to the baby has dropped to no more than 5%.
Can you tell us what are some concerns that women who have HIV and are pregnant should be thinking about, and what are some of your concerns for them?
A couple of things. There's been a long-term concern about whether or not pregnancy somehow stimulates the immune system in an adverse way and maybe causes acceleration of the HIV process. But that was looked at in a number of studies in the early 80s, and there was great concern that perhaps women's disease was accelerated and they might progress to more severe stages of HIV and death sooner. However, better done studies that controlled for things like drug use and nutritional status have not borne that out. So we no longer counsel women that somehow their disease is going to be accelerated or in some way made more adverse by being pregnant. So that's not a problem anymore.
I think, you know what, Boo? I think some of this ground.
I'm currently in a relationship with really nice guy.
And maybe she moved some of this dirt.
We've been best friends for like 5 years. So I think that kind of helps, like, because he already came into this relationship. He's negative, and he came into this relationship kind of already knowing my hang-ups, you know.
How did you find out about HIV?
She told me. She told me.
Because we had that friendship
With the
first.
friendship was, our friendship was, I would share with her and she'd share with me. And,
Yeah.
you know,
So Harry knew, you knew, huh?
yeah,
From the
I
get-go.
always knew.
Yeah.
I know the reality of it, that it's there, but I'm more or less the guy that's like, you know, you're going to get better. That's me. I don't think anything about it as far as me, you know, getting it or this or that, but, you know, there's a thing of being cautious too. That's only, you know, that's reality also. But I mean, I'm not going nuts about, you know, okay, be cool. Don't can't eat this, you know, not like that. Oh.
My health right now is okay. Like, it's not really bad, but it's like not good. But my disease is in progression. But I don't have AIDS yet, but the virus is definitely active. My T cells are going down. Obviously, like, my antibodies are being destroyed. But, you know, I told him, well, what about, like, when you're going to have to, like, bathe me and walk me, and, you know, and I'm, like, emaciated, you know? It might be a different story. I don't know. He says he can handle it, but I don't know. I hope so.
If you see the people with the spots and stuff all over them and stuff like that, doesn't bother me. You know, I see Jennifer, just like I see her now. I know she has a disease, but I see past it. So when the time comes where she really needs to be helped and all that, I'll still be there, trying to make her laugh and whatever, call Bubba head or something, you know. If the child was to come out positive, I'd still love the child just the same. It's my child, and just try to do the best I can, just like I'm doing with my wife right now. I love her just the same. It's no different. You know, I just have to put more into it. That's all.
It's easier, you know, like an O. I have a lot of hope. I mean, there's still, you know, days that I like struggle, but I still, you know, see myself getting past it. And I think that has a lot to do with my relationship with God. So it teaches me to have hope and faith, hope in things that I can't see. Yeah, now it's your turn.
When HIV attacks the immune system, a person can get sick with illnesses called AIDS-defining conditions. Christine was diagnosed with AIDS 8 years ago.
I'm here visiting my mother, and I was thinking about how I would like to be buried. I see my mother. Here is a beautiful woman who died at a very early age of 53, which is the age that I am right now. And I hope I outlive her.
I had 20 T cells, and I was quite sick. It took me a good year to get myself stabilized where I didn't have this sick feeling like I did then. I didn't even know anything about AIDS at that point, but now I do. I was just numb. I could not believe it. I really found it difficult. It's like the first doctor that I went to told me that I was dying, and I switched doctors to a doctor that told me that I'm going to live.
Good morning. Good to see you.
I'm a lobbyist for AIDS Project Los Angeles, and I help people with various issues, Social Security, Medicare, Medi-Cal, immigration issues. I help them not live on the streets, but help them get a place to live, a residence, so they can die in dignity instead of dying on the street in disgrace.
So that's what's happening there.
I've asked several people if they'd like to be in the film, and they said they would feel very uncomfortable if they had if they were in the film, because they wouldn't want anyone to associate them with having AIDS. Hello, Fred. How are you? I'm calling you from my job.
At first, my family did not know how to deal with it. They didn't even want me to stay at their homes at that point because they were very fearful themselves. They did not know how to deal with it. Then they got themselves educated, and it came to a point where my brother would start flying me up to San Francisco. And it was a good experience to know that I could at least come and visit.
So anyway, know that I care and I love you, and I'll let you go because you're busy. Okay, bye.
I used to be a drug user. I used to do cocaine, and I used to do a lot of drinking and things like that. And now I'm 5 years clean and sober. I got very sick when I went to the hospital. I had 105 temperature, and I was extremely, just feverish. And I fell down unconscious in Kaiser's floor. They took me up, and for 3 weeks I was critically sick. And then they said that I had a blood disease. And they were not aware of what went on with me, so they gave me a test. That was in October. In November is when they gave me the answer. They said that I was HIV positive. Actuality, they told me I had full-blown AIDS. And that was in 1989. I believe that all these herbs and these acupunctures and all these like massages are very helpful.
Okay, Chris, today your chief complaint is low energy, sinusitis, and the detoxification. Anything else?
I like to get
the lumbar pain.
Pain away from here.
Okay. Do you know your T cell count right now?
146.
How was T cell count before?
2 years ago I was in the 800 range. And my T cells have done a massive drop.
Okay, but T cell count is gradually reducing, right?
Absolutely, and it scared the heck out of me, doctor.
This point is alive for boosting the immune point.
In China, we always do the combination. We use the Western medication with the Chinese herbs, acupuncture, like work together. It's good for the patient, usually. But when you take the Western medication,
I shouldn't stop.
You shouldn't stop. No.
Like Biocept and 3TC
you
and
can,
ACT.
Yeah, you can take like whatever you are taking, and at the same time, get acupuncture and herb treatment.
I take AZT, 3TC, acyclovir, fluconazole, and I take Premarin for my female organs so that I don't go into shock because of my hysterectomy that occurred in 1987 because of invasive cancer.
Women with AIDS are more vulnerable to cancers of the female organs. Christine had an abnormal pap smear and now has to have a biopsy to find out if she has cancer. A biopsy can be a painful procedure.
The reason why I'm here, because they had an abnormal test result, and I hope that they didn't find what they found. But If they found cancer in me, it's good that they found it early instead of late. I'm a little scared right now. Matter of fact, I'm getting a little tired. I didn't sleep very good last night.
Okay, excuse me. Hi.
Hi.
I'm going to give you some Demerol. I'm going to give you 50 milligrams of Demerol.
Okay. This will just relieve me of my pain.
What you do is just relax your leg. Just relax, okay? This is just alcohol, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This is me fan drying you with my hand so it doesn't sting as much. Drying the alcohol. Okay, this is my hand. Okay? Relax your leg, don't stiffen up. Great. That's it.
I'm just having a moment of feeling sorry for myself.
You're okay. Right now, I'm just taking a look. You doing all right?
Mm-hmm.
You feel me moving the speculum around, so that'll cause a little bit extra pressure. It's a little different than when you have a cervix in. We don't just have one relatively small place to look at. We have to look all around and find out where why you had that abnormal path. Okay. You feel a little bit more pressure because I need to open. Actually, the grades.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna take this speculum out and put in a little bit different one. Okay.
Okay.
Gotta see real well.
I've been taking 2 Primerins a day to keep me moist down there.
Okay, 0.625 of Primerin? Twice?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been doing that for?
I did that for about a month and then I just put it back to 1.
Okay. I'm going to take a little biopsy right now. You may feel discomfort right about now. I want you to just take a big deep breath. Okay. Okay. Alright, that was 1. I'm going to have to take 1 or 2 more, but that shouldn't be any worse than that. You doing okay? That hurt a lot?
A lot, yeah. It ran right through my pelt. It's okay.
Well, we're all done. You might want to slide up, and I'll bring this out for your legs and let you just relax for a little bit. You want to bring your legs down there?
Thank you for helping me so I won't feel too much pain.
Death is really real. I'm going to prepare for it in the best way I know, through my God and through my actions on this earth, knowing I'm doing the right thing. At first it scared me a lot, but now it doesn't scare me. I'm more at peace with it. Sometimes too much at peace with it. I would like to go and have no more pain. This gives me gratitude to know that I'm alive, because I could be where my mother is. And I'm not ready for it right now. I believe God in His infinite wisdom says your mission is not complete.
Although women who are in monogamous relationships tend to think they're safe from HIV, this is not always true. Marta found out she was HIV positive after she was married.
Pues soy mexicana, nací en Guadalajara, México. Tuve que venir a los Estados Unidos porque tuve un novio que lo quise mucho y quedé embarazada de él. Entonces mi mamá se avergonzaba de mí porque yo estaba embarazada, porque era una madre soltera. Yo me vine totalmente sola a este país. No tenía a nadie aquí, no conocía a nadie aquí. Entonces yo no sabía lo que venía y no quería traer a mi hija a sufrir al mundo o aquí a Estados Unidos. De primero me sentía muy mala cuando estaba embarazada. Y después, hasta los 15 días de que me tomé la prueba, me llamaron que era importante, que ellos tenían que hablar conmigo. Y fue cuando me dijeron que la prueba del SIDA estaba positiva.
Yo llegué a la casa, la encontré llorando, ella me dijo que era VIH positiva y ella solo pensaba qué va a hacer de mi bebé, qué va a pasar con mi hijo.
Quería suicidarme con todo y mi hijo, porque no quería que mi hijo tuviera SIDA. No quería que viniera al mundo un niño con SIDA.
Pues de primero nos asustamos, yo sentí que un frío me corría todo el cuerpo y yo solo le dije, no te apures, si tú eres positiva, yo también soy positivo. Vamos a estar juntos en esto.
Él era una persona bien calmada, muy tranquilo. Y después de eso se hizo muy violento. Después de que le dije no quería que llorara, no me dejaba llorar, se hizo muy frío. Y mi niño tenía como 2 semanas de nacido y yo estaba dándole de comer al bebé, así lo tenía dándole de comer y por la nada él llegó y me pateó mis pies. Y él se tranquilizó hasta que yo me fui a un shelter. Después de eso, entre nosotros ha habido bastante distancia. Vivimos juntos, pero a la vez como 2 extraños.
Yes. Uh-huh. Well, Martha, how are you today?
A little fine.
It's good to see you. So anything new going on with you?
¿Hay algo nuevo que está pasando?
Pero también ya tengo 2 semanas que si yo empiezo a caminar o a limpiar mi casa, de repente mi corazón empieza a palpitar bastante. Fuera de lo normal y me siento muy, muy cansada, demasiado cansada. Y el corazón empieza a latir bastante. Y mi respiración también se empieza a agitar.
Okay, so now I wanted to find out more about the therapy. You're still taking Paxil or not?
No.
No, not taking Paxil.
No, simplemente yo misma dije que yo misma quiero salir de mi depresión. Y tengo que dejar la medicina, porque tomo la medicina y digo, estoy tomando esta medicina porque tengo depresión. Entonces quiero dejarla de tomar para yo misma ayudarme y yo misma poderme ayudar y salir de esta depresión que me está hundiendo.
Do you get anxious at times, just kind of for no reason start feeling nervous?
Bastantes escalofríos.
Do you find you're taking naps during the day?
¿Duermes durante el día también?
Or wanting to?
Como ayer sí, dormí todo el día.
She slept all day yesterday.
Sí, le llamé a mi trabajadora social, le pedí por favor que si podía ir una enfermera a cuidar al niño porque me sentía muy cansada. Me levantaba y mis pies se me doblaban.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to suggest we do. On the one hand, we should do a few studies to make sure your tiredness and the achiness that you're having isn't related to either HIV or any other kind of medical condition that could be starting.
Y también hay veces que mi estómago se me crece bastante y el dolor es muy fuerte.
Okay, now how about the medicines? How are you doing with your medicines for the virus?
Estoy tomando Epivir, Serix, in the morning and the night.
One in the morning, one in the
One
night.
in the morning,
Now,
one in the
you know,
night.
it's always been my intention to start you with a protease inhibitor, that I would love to put you on another regimen of medicine. And this problem has been part of why we haven't done that yet. And it helps that you've had a pretty stable picture, pretty stable viral load, a pretty stable T-cell count. But it would be best if we were taking a combination of drugs that would have 3 parts to it. We didn't have much luck with Trixavan before because of this problem. What we intend to do, and the dilemma is that you don't have any kind of medical coverage that would pay for your having a medical procedure. And so unfortunately, and it is unfortunate to me, we would have to have you go through the county, the LA County General Hospital, to be evaluated by a surgeon there. And if he felt it was necessary, then he would perform the surgery. We can do something about this. We can do something about your eyes. We can do something about the patterns of your sleeping. Those things we can do something about. So that's just the thing. Let's do something about the things we can. All right?
Cuando después de que empezamos a hablar acerca de cómo pudimos habernos infectado, Ella pensaba que porque ella trabajaba en un laboratorio de análisis clínicos, y yo le dije que quizás eran mis relaciones que había tenido antes, pero la verdad no estábamos seguros. Después, años después, nos dimos cuenta de que la relación que tuve antes de ella también era positiva. Todo eso cuando conocí a Marta y me pasa esto, cuando empecé que ya había encontrado a la persona perfecta, todo eso, tratar de establecer un hogar con esposa, con hijos, todo eso, entonces viene esta noticia y derrumba todos los sueños que yo tenía. Ya, por eso me siento tan culpable, ¿no? De que por no haber informado, no haberme prevenido, no haber usado preservativos en aquel tiempo, toda una vida mía haya dañado mi vida, la de Marta y la de mi hijo. Causó mucho el efecto de que, no sé, nuestro apetito sexual bajó. No, ya no tenemos casi apetito sexual. Ajá. Eso, no sé, influyó mucho también. Y luego he estado usando preservativo todo el tiempo. Ya también eso causó mucho. Después de estar sin usarlo, pues, después de usarlo también eso. Y eso, aunque uno no lo quiera, siempre afectó en la relación, porque te vas olvidando de esa parte pues importante de lo que es la relación de pareja.
Lo que nos ayuda mucho a llevar nuestra relación un poco bien es el niño, que él todo el tiempo está contento y todo el tiempo él quiere estar sonriendo. Yo pienso que eso es algo que Dios nos está mandando como un mensaje a través de él, que cambie nuestra vida, porque él es un niño tiene 3 años, pero es muy inteligente. A veces dice cada cosa que no sé, me hace que me sube mi autoestima. Los primeros 6 meses para mí muy dolorosos porque él estaba positivo, pero después de los 6 meses me dijo su enfermera que el niño estaba negativo. En el transcurso de los 6 meses estuvo tomando AZT y gracias a Dios hasta ahorita él ha estado negativo.
No conocíamos muchas partes de la ciudad. Casi todas las personas que nos hablaban en inglés. Me habla una enfermera, una doctora, me dice, hey, dice, Mayo, dice, tienes que mandar a Marta ahorita temprano, dice, ahorita el taxi va a ir por ti. Y luego le digo, oye, va a llevarse cosas para quedarse allá. Pensé que ella iba a quedarse allá una semana o más tiempo. Y agarró ropa y cepillo de dientes, metió en la mochila y dice, no, nomás va a hacer una entrevista. Después supe.
Pues para aprender a andar, para aprender a irme al UCLA en el bus y aprender algo de inglés para saber qué era lo que me decían, aunque sea lo básico. Traté de aprender, todo lo hacía por mi niño.
¿Por qué quieres aprender inglés?
Para desenvolverme más con los doctores, con los trabajadores sociales, para participar más en las conferencias del HIV. Nina living in Inglewood. Daisy is reading a book. Cheese is at...
You're supposed to be talking in English, and you can sit right over here with these young people, and we can talk. You are supposed to be asking questions in English.
My name is Marta.
Okay. It's the first time you come.
I am from Mexico. Si no anduve en drogas, no anduve en prostitución, no anduve acostándome ni con uno ni con otro hombre. Mi vida ha cambiado bastante porque desde entonces traigo mucha tristeza dentro de mí. Aunque a la gente no le quiero demostrar mi tristeza, pero a veces sonrío, pero por dentro tengo mi tristeza. Tengo bastante tristeza porque todos mis sueños se vinieron abajo. Cuando me agarra bastante la tristeza, trato de abrazar a mi hijo y darle todo el cariño que más yo pueda darle y el amor. Esa tristeza que tengo en mí lo hago como cariño para él, para que él siempre me recuerde que yo siempre le di mucho cariño.
Clean and sober for 12 years, Charlene confronts the challenges of family, school, and HIV every day.
I just have you take some deep breaths in and out.
My name is Shalon, and I come from a family of 15. I'm firstborn of 15, so I was the first addict, first spoiled child, first grandchild, first girl, first new generation started, first one of the new generation of going to college, getting married, and having white picket fence.
No fevers.
No fever.
Working hard.
No, yeah. I'm going on vacation Friday. Some things I need to
Oh,
feel.
okay. Let me just get this for you, and you can tell me. And yeah, because I want to go over your medications and make sure we agree on everything you're taking here.
I thought how it happened, it could be either way, through IV drug using or through sex. Sometimes you ain't had time to make sure the syringe is clean good because you're so sick, shitting on the toilet and got a bucket in front of me throwing up. Just hurry up, you know. And the people, I started off with selected people, but as the disease progress, you don't give a about who you use with. If you got the dope, fine, whatever. When I went back out this last time, I was staying in what they call a shooting gallery, where everybody come and flock. I was living there. One Sunday morning, my mother, my father, and my 2 kids came to this place looking for me. And I hid in the closet. And in the closet, there was a whole lot of roaches and stuff. And my man was in the closet with me. And it was at that moment, I said, God, what am I doing? And I hear them telling my mother, the people there, she's not here, she's not here. That's still hard to deal with because I still see them in my mind. That hurted me. I said, I can't do this. And I saw them walk away. And it was on a Sunday. And my mother's usually in church on Sunday. I said, I need some help. Again.
Your son, Raymond, I know he means a lot to you, and you have poured a lot of yourself into him. What does he mean to you?
Damn. Why you gotta ask me that? I used heroin with Raymond up until the time he was delivered. So I really didn't give him a chance. He wasn't born hooked, but when I got ready to deliver him, I panicked. And I screamed out, I didn't get any prenatal care. They said, you're doing fine, though, you're doing fine. So I delivered him, but I was very small. And I delivered him, but it was a very sad delivery. Raymond has buried, I think I told you this before, 6 cousins. Gang violence. Never saw the age of 17. Never saw graduation. School wasn't even in play. I thought about all that in the stand. But when he threw his hand up, money came by that feeling. Finally, man, you graduating. I had asked God, Lord, just let me live to see my son graduate high school.
Bellum Estrada.
Carol Arthur.
I don't want to say Raymond is my life. Being clean and sober, that's my first priority. But after that, come Raymond. That night, when we came back here, I didn't want any of them to leave. I didn't give a shit about the money that had been paid for grand night. I didn't care. I just wanted them to stay here all night. I've had this disease for about 11 years now, and it's just now starting to show. I hear my brother say one more time, she looked tired, and it's always one of these affairs, because I put everything into it. I'm grateful. I just need some, I need some. Oh, I walk right in here. I need some rest. I just need some rest time.
Thank you for Raymond going through it. Took a long time coming, but thank you, Lord, for your washing them over with your blood. Thank you for bringing them this far. Thank you for bringing our family together. Thank you for all the graduates, Lord. Let them be a positive way in this world. Thank you, Lord, for all things, and all the people say, amen.
Amen. Pass around the table, need $2.
Oh, baby, I'm sorry. She in the room.
And I don't want you to waste my food. How your place? If you like it, then you come back and get some more.
There's not a day that go by that you don't wake up. You say, thank God for waking me up this morning. But there's not a day go by that you don't feel that you were cheated out of life. But you got to have, if you don't have a spiritual program, you're lost. Because to hold a secret, to me, it makes you sick. You can't heal. You can't get well because you holding something on the inside and you can't breathe and live and smile and feel good about yourself. When a woman is told that she's HIV, the first, and she's not married, but she's in a relationship, how is it that you're going to tell your lover that I'm HIV? What is he going to think about me? Is he going to want to make love to me again? He's not going to want to do that again, and that's part of sensation and feeling good, and that's a fear in women. So we want to keep that secret. It's not so much as the disease is, you're not going to want to touch me, hug me anymore, shake my hand. You're not going to love me. The relationship is over. No man is going to want me. No man is going to want to be seen with me. You know, all of those things.
Section A.
My son enrolled in LA Valley College. He said, Mama, are you going to go to this school too? I said, yes, and he seemed happy. I went to college back in '68. Were you born there? I had to go down and sign papers for him because he's in a special program. So as I'm looking through the catalog, I see Administration of Justice. So I said, let me ask this counselor about it.
Administration of Justice.
So I could start off with 2 classes because I work. I'm a single parent with a household of 6. There's never a dull moment in my house. This is kind of hard. You put one foot in front of the other and go for it, but this is kind of hard.
A lot of kids didn't know that. They don't have one.
The first time I saw him on campus, it was very awkward. Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't be there because he's there, but he have no problem with it. You know, Mom, you going to school this morning? You need to go to financial aid because your man should be there. Tell them who you are. You have your ID and stuff with you? It was like I was walking in the twilight zone because I hadn't been to school in 25 years and I really didn't know what I was doing.
And I have been told by students that if they just show up every day and listen, I don't imagine that.
When we were leaving the building, I felt so good. Something on the inside of me was dancing because I felt like maybe I had did something for myself.
It felt good, you know, and it felt, this may sound silly, like I'm accomplishing something. And when he was speaking about what we're going to be talking about, I said, I know some of that. I said, this interests me. This is not boring at all. This interests me. You know, it felt good. It did.
Okay, and this you're taking, okay, 150, okay. you're
Twice
taking
a day.
And the Indinavir, you're still taking that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That one's 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still taking the Bactrim,
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
the clarithromycin,
Which one is that?
the one that you take twice. You didn't bring it with you.
For
huh?
yeast? No.
The yeast one is the fluconazole.
Okay, I'm out of that one.
Okay, so that one you need.
What?
That's the one that you've been taking. It prevents you from getting an infection,
Oh,
the
yeah.
amavium.
I take,
Okay, good. And the acyclovir, you're taking that.
That's the green.
That's to prevent the.
Antibiotic?
That was to prevent this herpes stuff from coming
I'm
back.
still taking that.
Okay.
Twice a day.
Right. Yeah, and you know, again, I'm going to do all your blood tests. We'll check your T cells and your viral load and all that, but it's been down and staying down.
Is it?
Yeah. That's great. So keep taking your medication regularly. Right, she's happy about that. Great.
I just knew it was going to be out of control.
It's been great. Since we got you squared away on these new medications, it's been great. And what else did you need this one? Okay.